thou shalt not covet. That's a that's a commandment in the Catholic religion. Yeah, the term covet, it's not just just simply take from someone or steal. It's not the thing, and I understood that from years ago. I'm not gonna conflict and talk about or go off on a tangent and talk about how some people assume that I do that, that I'm envious, and I wanna either take something or buy. Actually, it was like or purchase or have a car that somebody else has. Cause I watch people have it and I want to be like they do. That's how I took it. Maybe those individuals didn't think I coveted from a psychological perspective. And my father, Marek, he's known to do things like that, including actually it was just odd instances. Like he kind of instigated verbally to actually have the same vehicle that he has, and I for and I really didn't want to, you know. But I think it's a psychological disorder. I believe it is, and it goes deeper than covetousness. It's envy. Also, it's ingrained in inadequacy. And you know what? I had three souls missing. I just caught it yesterday, actually. You know, and two were, I believe, were in my car, and one I actually thought I was gonna leave on the outside, and a third one I think I put in the shed. I think I did. It was a really, really big one. Unless it was in my vehicle. I was in a psychiatric unit too. Well, Elizabeth, I was detained and processed for like 3 days. I was held. They weren't processing anything. I don't know why I said that. And I spent like 3 days in Times Square, so like close to a week. And I came back and I started, I got my act together. I started, I needed the saws actually today because I'm gonna cut a big log. I bought a big one. It was like 4 feet. It was metal. It was from the old days. It was vintage. I mean, I can't see anyone making it like that. It wasn't plastic. So I was like, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna cut off a log, and it's like finally I get to cut off a log now with the handheld manual ones. The ones that are like small, they're for like branches or something like that, and they're just missing. So it occurred to me, he wouldn't do things like that. I never saw him working like that. He does construction, but also well, she passed away, Pusha. I call her Cuteness Overload. I used to call her. So it's a long name. He called her Pusha. The neighbor's dog is Pusha. You know, I think it's a female as well, and it was just so hard. Like you name that sentient being cat after the other sentient being. What other things he does? Let me see. So many other things. I mean, those are the ones that come to mind right now. Those are the things I wrote down actually too, just for myself. But it's just the whole premise behind it. I already talked about it before. I already made the video, but it's ingrained with an obsession. And I don't know if when he takes something from me or from anybody else, does he feel relieved? Does he feel an excitement? I really don't know. That's ingrained somewhat of a kleptomania. It's a obsessive compulsive disorder ingrained in stealing, and it's also like people it's a sociopathic behavior obviously, but it's like he just can't contain himself. Potentially for negative outcomes. I'm reading off the internet. Extremely strong or unmanaged coveting can lead to actions like envy, bitterness, anger, and even theft or destructive behavior, as pointed out by a user on Reddit. All right. Jealousy, a feeling of possessiveness, and fear of losing something valued. Yeah, it's disturbing. That shall not covet thy neighbor's wife. Do individuals, they want to be with a certain partner because somebody else is with that person? I thought for a while, let's say I have something that makes me happy. It's a form of that individual seeing it makes me happy, and they take it from me. And it's also like they will actually think they'll experience happiness because it makes me happy. For lack of a better wording, I always thought from a psychological perspective, like individuals, it's like following or worshiping. Also, it's also like they're not self-aware what makes them happy. I don't wear this because somebody else has it and or had it and it looks good and it makes they feel about something. I wear this because this means a lot to me. The FCK prison, and a bunch of anything. I mean, I didn't buy this. Actually, I saw it. Someone else had it. It was an image. It was at a dating site. It was a girl, female. She had it. But I didn't want to buy it because she had it and she was happy with it. You know? It's Jason. But it's like it done in a comic form and it's a big mug. You know, I immediately just looked up on the internet and I had to have it just because I really like Jason, actually. I like Jason the movies and the premise behind it, the whole story behind it, you know? I like Jason Voorhees. So this is a keeper. Even if I didn't say anybody have it happy or not happy, I would have wanted it for myself. I drink a lot of coffee also, so it's practical. See, for me, I think that's a very big part, practical reasons. If I wouldn't drink coffee, even though, I mean, unless I want to collect it or something like you know, I'm going for attention, that shouldn't matter. That wouldn't matter to me as far as collector, also like, as far as, just grasping words, as far as, well, purposes of decoration, a decor, something like that. I like Jason, unless I didn't like Jason. So why would I even want it if I didn't drink coffee? Unless, you know, from a psychological standpoint, you have it make sense to you. Now I'm going to take it for myself because it should make sense to me. Now, that's a form of like envy, actually, I believe.